Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Jaya Radha Madhava, Radha Madhava, Radha Madhava, Shri Radhe. Jai Jai Shri Radha Madhava ki Jai, Shri Pralat Lakshmi Singh Bhagavan Mahaprabhu ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Advaita Chanda Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Advaita Chanda Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Advaita Chanda Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Advaita Chanda Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. All glories to the Sankirtan movement of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and all glories to his devotees who assemble always together to speak about the pastimes of the Lord. Hare Krishna. So welcome everybody, also our dear guests from all over the place. We Oh. Hare Krishna. We gonna ask for the blessings of the Vaishnavas to become an instrument in the hands of Srila Prabhupada, the Guru Parampara, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to become servants of the Holy Scripture, become servants of the Holy Name, and the servant of the teachings of the Gaudiya philosophy, what is so relevant nowadays for this world to actually achieve peace and happiness. So I'm just a soul who try to be a servant. So for this case, I'm asking you for your blessings, because without of your blessings, especially also of our mothers, Hare Krishna, without your blessings, I'm unable to even walk. So I need your blessings to step forward in on my path and become a servant of you by being transparent medium of that Holy Scripture, what we read every Saturday about the Caitanya-caritāmṛta, the very dear pastimes of the devotees about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his concerts. So, is it okay when we speak English? I just started to speak English somehow or other, because who doesn't? Wer außer Kishori-kun versteht kein Englisch? Mittelmäßig. Haben wir denn jemand, der erstklassig übersetzt? Wie zum Beispiel Sanjay Prabhu. Magst du denn alle, die sich, Purusha ist immer so auch noch da. Also alle, die sich ein bisschen unsicher fühlen mit dem Englisch, die können vielleicht sich um Sanjay gruppieren. Sanjay ist ein feuergeprüfter Übersetzer, schon viele Klassen übersetzt, und seine Übersetzungen sind meistens besser als die Klassen selbst.
Schade, wenn so ein paar Wörter fehlen.
Was?
Es ist immer schade, wenn so ein paar Wörter zwischendurch fehlen, wo man dann nicht weiß, was es heißt. Es ist ganz gut, wenn jemand übersetzt, den er hat.
Ja. Okay, so, als erstes mein wichtigstes Hilfsmittel. Ja. Okay, so, did we write anything on the board?
Von gestern.
Huh? Von gestern. Okay, good. So then we just start to read. Actually, since quite some time, I hadn't bring this wonderful book, because everything is on my laptop or on my tablet. But of course, the book is much more beautiful. But let me just check anyway, because it's not written on the board. What was the final verse for the day? I know, but I didn't want to open it since I opened it. Okay, anyway, I have to open it somewhere. Because I read it yesterday. So I think it's 335 to 375. Yeah. So, yeah. Okay. So we have here in the pastimes in Madhya-līlā chapter 20, and this is the pastimes where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructs Sanatana Goswami, and we have it since quite a time. As you can see, we are in text 335, and it's quite philosophical in one point, and we will also see the verses of today. They are very philosophical. Okay. Krishna Dhyana Kalaloka Kyana Adhikari. Okay. Tretara Dharma Yajna Kanya Raktavanadari. Okay, I just read the translation then. In Satya Yuga, the people were generally advanced in spiritual knowledge and could meditate upon Krishna very easily. The people's occupational duty in Treta Yuga was to perform great sacrifices. This was introduced by the personality of Godhead in his reddish incarnation. Text 336. Krishna Bhata Chana Haya Dvaparera Dharma Krishna Vane Karaye Loke Krishna Acharana Kama. In Dwapara Yuga, the people's occupational duty was to worship the lotus feet of Krishna. Therefore, Lord Krishna, appearing in a blackish body, personally introduced people to worship him. Tvapare Bhagavan Shyamaha Pitavasa Nichayada Shri Vatsadibir Ankishcha Lakshnaya Upalakshita. In Dwapara Yuga, the personality of Godhead appears in a blackish hue. He is dressed in yellow. He holds his own weapons, and he is decorated with the Kaustuba jewel and the mark of Srivats. That is how his symptoms are described. So, Hare Krishna. Jungs, seid ihr alle wieder zusammen? Okay. Okay, da gibt es ein Purport. There is a purport for it by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. This is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam 11.5.27. The Shyama color is not exactly blackish. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur compares it to the color of the Atasi flower. You know the Atasi flower? Somebody know the Atasi flower? Anyway, must be blackish somehow. It is not that Lord Krishna himself appears in a blackish color in all the Dwapara Yugas. In other Dwapara Yugas, previous to Lord Krishna appearance, the Supreme Lord appeared in a greenish body by his own personal expansion. This is mentioned in the Vishnu Purana, Harivamsa and Mahabharata. Om Magnanati Mandasya Knananchana Shalakaya Chakshu Midam Yena Dasmei Sikarave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manopistam Stabidam Yena Bhutale Svayam Rupakara Mayam Dadadi Swabarantikam Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadada Shiva Sari Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So Hare Krishna. So how was the process in Satya Yuga to advance in spiritual knowledge? Who remember? Gopi Gita. You raised your hand. I saw it. Okay, in Satya Yuga, the process was meditation, right? Because in Satya Yuga, this is kind of where the universe, the structure of the universe, of this material world, is still very, very young. And young people, they are quite pure still. And they like to meditate. I mean, they like to sit still, right? Sort of. Huh? So it was very easy in this time to focus. It's like in the beginning of the day, we have the Brahma Muhurta, right? The very auspicious time just before and around sunrise. And this is the time where the mind actually is very peaceful and calm, because it's not so much occupied by different outside information, like WhatsApp and Telegram and this and that, all comes during the day, right? It's rushing into your mind. Okay, boys? It's rushing into your mind. And therefore, with the ongoing of the day, the mind is more and more disturbed. In the same way, when we get older, so many more things come into our mind, and it makes us more, we have to make more effort to clean the mind, to bring out the garbage, right? So, in the same way, in the universe, in the body of the universe, in the beginning, it's very easy. Murari. In the beginning, it's very easy to have this connection with the supreme software, with the Supreme Lord, right? So, therefore, this process was very easy. And bodies who lived in this time in the universe, who were connected to the universal body, they could very easily connect together and make this connection. And in this way, the process of meditation was very, very easy and simple. And because they were so pure, they even could things like, they could send, for example, pictures of their thoughts to other person. So the communication, the verbal communication, was not so much needed. Because it could send, like I send in WhatsApp nowadays, I can send a video, right? And then you know what's going on in the other place. But in this way, they could send a video through the mind into the mind of somebody else. And the communication was much more accurate, because it was not just a video information, it was also an emotional information. Right? And this is actually very much needed in meditation. We come later on this point. So then in other yugas, in Treta Yuga, we had, what process was there? Yes, fire sacrifices, where actually you could see already, it gets more and more into the material sphere. But the priest caste of the universe, they basically could engage different elements, like material elements, like fire, like water, like air, all what you need for sacrifice, right? And different ingredients taking from the earth, like grains, like ghee, what comes from the cows, what is very much connected with human culture actually. The ghee, using these ingredients and offering them in a sacrifice, what is connected to the Lord. So this process was there to make spiritual progress. And then we have here in Dwapara Yuga, the Lord appeared in his form as described here in a blackish hue, but only in this yuga, in this universal cycle. In other universal cycles he had even greenish hue or different colors. But in this, where we live now, in this, I mean, we live in Kali Yuga, but the previous yuga was the Dwapara Yuga. In this he came blackish, wear yellow garments, and had the Kastuba jewel and the Srivat's mark, what is like a little bunch of hair growing on the Lord. So this is the usual progress in the universe, how to say, included software in this body of the universe. And this is, if you use this software, you make progress. You step out, you make a connection with the outside of the universe, what means the spiritual world, what means the abode of the Supreme Person. In this way, you make connection. In this way, you step out of it. You can go out, come back to your original position as the eternal servant of the Lord. Now, what Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu informs Sanatana Goswami here is about these very facts. Why is it so important? Because later on we will see that in Kali Yuga, where we write in now, right, and where this pastime of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took place, there are a different process. And this process basically is only by chanting the Lord's name. But why is the appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then on top of it very special? Who has a guess? What makes it even more special that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in this Kali Yuga to give some very special process? Yeah, but Jai Jai Shishi Palat Lakshmi Shingadev Bhagavan Ki Jai. In other yugas who followed the different processes, there also had to be good devotees. I mean, we could first of all define what means to be a good devotee. To always have tilak, to always have dhoti, or always have not a dhoti, or how is this nowadays? So that it's a very, how to say, it's not so easy to judge who is a good devotee and who not, because from outside we cannot see. But first of all, in this Dwapara Yuga, what was previously there, Vishnu, or the Lord, appeared in his most private form. That means he appeared in the form as a cowherd boy. And this is kind of the private stage of the Lord, where he's very private. We have this many times. The Lord, when he's in office, he has different characteristics than when he goes at home. Like, always give the example. Again, I mentioned it briefly just to make the point. The Prime Minister of India, his Narendra Modi, right? When he is in office, everybody knows him as Prime Minister. As when God is in office, everybody knows him as God, or as Vishnu, Narayan, whatever. But there he has different duties. He is approachable only through respect. And even, his ministers, they very much respect him. The people who come for darshan or come for some kind of consultation to Narendra Modi, they approach him with, Mr. Minister, please accept my humble obeisances. Chai India, Chai Bhardvarsha, how you say, Mother India, Bharat Mata. So, and then he's very pleased, right? So when his ministers who are very close to him, they may say Narendra, they have a more intimate name to him. When he goes home to his wife, she of course is very respectful, isn't she? Right? But careful, when he puts his shoes in the wrong place, she will say, "Ha! I told you not the shoes here, put them over there." Is it like that? Huh? So, although she has different names, she called, "Oh, darling, nice that you're at home," right? A terminology what nobody else can use. Nobody can go to Narendra Modi and say darling to him. He would say like, what is this? So because each and every part, according to the relationship, they're allowed to use different names. So, and she has the wife. I don't know if he's not really married, but if he would be married, right, then she had also the right to chastise him, to tell him off, and he would humbly accept it because he knows if I would avoid trouble, then I be careful of my Lakshmi Devi, right? And this is what Narayan also does. He's very careful how he deals with his consort, Lakshmi Devi, because it's his energy. And this energy gives him so much more opulence. And then if Narendra Modi would have children or grandchildren, right, he would come at home and they call him just grandpa. And then would say, get down on your knees. And the president of India will be on his knees, and his children or his grandchildren will ride on his back, because he become the horse. In the same way, when Krishna is most private, he is a cowherd boy in Vrindavan, where nobody knows that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because the only power, the only energy, what is there, it's love. It's complete attachment because of service, right? And from all different energies or from all different positions, what Narendra Modi may have in the world of India, what would be his favorite position? Now, some may say when he's president, of course, but maybe not, because maybe he's much more pleased when he's with his grandchildren. They're riding on him and using him as a horse. In the same way, when Krishna is in Vrindavan, he is very, very happy when nobody knows that he is God, because he knows the only force in the relationship is the pure love and attachment. And because Krishna came in this form as a cowherd boy, appeared in Vrindavan, that's a very, very intimate darshan, what we got into the world of the Lord, in the world of God. And this teachings actually is carried in books like the Srimad Bhagavatam. Therefore, for us as devotees, as Gaudiya Vaishnavas, the Srimad Bhagavatam has such a very special role. Otherwise, Bhagavad Gita would be sufficient. Mahabharata would be sufficient. Mahabharata is about the same personality of Krishna, the same person, in the same time. But we don't hear much, almost nothing, about his pastimes in Vrindavan. There he is the ruler, there he is the God, there he is the one who fixes the problem, the troubleshooter, right? As everybody want to see the Lord. Lord, make this happen, make that happen. A troubleshooter. Most people, they're not so aware of God. They don't think of God unless they are in trouble. Right? There's the saying, there are no atheists in the trenches. You know what is trenches? Trenches? Trenches. You know what is trenches? Yeah, it was invented in the First World War, where the soldiers, they were digging themselves into kind of long tunnels, right? But it said the First World War was the most violent war, because new mass destructive weapons were in place, like rational fire guns, machine guns, and gas. They used gas to gas the other side. Of course, it came to incidents because then the wind started to blow and all flew back on their own We laugh about it because we think it's funny, but it was most violent because you could not get out of these trenches. So, and basically on one side you're fighting out of these trenches, and at the same time you're trapped in these trenches. So when the attack came, you had only left and right, but this was blocked by other people or whatever. So basically there was only one way forward. So therefore they say in these trenches, when the attack came, everyone was praying. Everyone was praying, because that's the only way out, was then get upwards, So this this is basically something what is relevant, and when we understand that Krishna came in this form as Krishna into this world as a cowherd boy, and gave us this darshan, or this revelation through the Srimad Bhagavatam, then we know that's very special. But still, to come there, to be one of these most intimate associates who deal with Krishna only, or who deal with God only on the basis of pure love, what is not tinged with anything of, oh, I must pray to him because he is God, right? It's only love, right? To come into this world, it's not so easy. We basically can't go there. It's not possible. We cannot go from here. I cannot go to the house of Narendra Modi and say, here I am, let me in. Right? He will not function. He will say, I would not even pass the gods. That's what happened to the four Kumaras, right? We cannot even pass the gods. What to speak, establishing immediately a relationship, a sambandha with the President of India. I don't know who's the President of Germany right now, because, anyway, but therefore we use India President. Huh? I'm not sure. Anyway, so we have this window into this world because Krishna appeared. Now Kali Yuga is so difficult because basically as we compare again the 4 H's to the 4 H's of the day, when you are in the evening, it's very hard to concentrate in the evening, right? Somebody sometimes ever chant rounds in the evening? Some may do. It's like the mind can't take it. Just can't take it, right? You have to give your mind sometimes a break by at least beatback in one hand, telephone in the other hand. What else is going on? Because my mind is just too disturbed, because it had the whole time or the whole day in the back, and all these influences during the day is bothering the mind, and all the mind is going in the direction outward of the day, meaning the evening. An evening which guna, how we say, which? Yeah, but tamas, but English word for guna, mode of nature, is more prominent. So automatically we become like, like we are done basically. We're waiting to go to bed, but still we have rounds, like that. And the same way, Kali Yuga is kind of the evening of the universe. So everything is degrading, everything goes down. Right? It's so difficult. And because it's so difficult, some arrangement was made to kind of give a process to even to get out of this. And this process is, of course, just chant the names. Just do Hari Bhajan. Just chant any name. Doesn't matter. You can use any name. You can go to any religion, use any name, and have kind of the result of getting liberation. But because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, and he came with a special sentiment. He came with the sentiment of Srimati Radharani from Vrindavan. And he came with the separation that Krishna left Vrindavan. So because of that, Mahaprabhu, he actually gives the way out of the matter directly into Goloka Vrindavan. So he is the one who comes outside of the house of Narendra Modi and say, I am the best friend of Narendra Modi. Basically, if his wife, if he would have one, would come out of the house, would say, come in, I introduce you to my husband. Or when his children or his grandchildren would come out, take us by the hands and come in, I bring you to my grandfather. So then we can be sure that the this children or his wife, they would bring us directly there, and our success would be ensured. Because if the wife says, here is a very good person, please listen to him. Please accept his service. For sure he would do. Narendra would say, yes, my lady, I will do. Right? And therefore, Mahaprabhu, with the mood of Srimati Radharani, he came out of Goloka Vrindavan into this Kali Yuga, where we so degraded that we don't like to listen. And we think, oh, these kids are disturbing, but our minds are the same, like they're jumping around, right? So that is very, very important to understand. And of course, it comes with all the knowledge, it comes with all the understanding. But what is most important is that although we have the knowledge comes out of the knowledge scriptures. And as we always say, if we take this knowledge, Charu, if we take this knowledge and putting it in our head, we reading Srimad Bhagavatam, we reading Bhagavad Gita, it becomes more and more into the information field of the universe. It goes in my information field. Before I didn't know. Now I know. So I have this information in my head. But my Akash, my information field, is connected with the universal information field. So it becomes accessible. And the more people have this information, the more people implement this information field of the universe. Therefore, we always stressing, distribute these carriers of information, distribute these books, right? In the same way, when we do our japa chanting, or even better, our Harinam Sankirtan, where we chant together, it goes in the information field. When we do it here in our temple, we boosting it out, because here's special energy because of Nrsimha Bhagavan, Mahaprabhu. It boosts out into the world. Now when we do it in the cities, it boosts also out, but so many other people hear it, and it enters also in their information field. Because the holy name, this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, is the nutshell, is the core of the spiritual world, is the core of Goloka Vrindavan. Because this, how you see, how the words Hare and Krishna and Rama, how they dance together, is like Krishna and the gopis dance together. And the only fuel in this relationship is love according to service. So, by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu coming into this Kali Yuga, introducing this process, introducing the holy name, this chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, he brings the opportunity for us, trapped here in Kali Yuga, completely unqualified, completely not knowing what's going on, completely immersed in our little gadgets who come from not higher planetary systems, but this technology comes right from down there. Because the lower systems, they work with technology based on matter. Right? So we completely immersed in our world, thinking we're so important. And because we think we have more and more advanced machines, we are becoming more and more advanced. But guess what? These machines, they degrade us. As we have this example by the fish swimming from one side to the other side and thinking always, oh, it's new because he cannot remember what was there. Speak to somebody who is engaged the whole day watching reels or shorts. Ask him in the end of the day, so what is the conclusion of it? What did you see? He will hardly remember any of them because it's just short-term entertainment. And actually it really, really much degrades our ability to think, to make conclusions. We become just dumb consumers of nonsense information. Most of these shorts, they have no information value at all. They're just entertainment. So we're becoming like these fishes. Wow. Next short. Wow. And sometimes we see shorts 3-4 times and we still think, oh, that's amazing. Let me watch this again. So therefore, although we have the information, even we have all this information and we having access to this Akash, to this information field of the universe, what we still need to really give us a kickstart, to kick us out, is an emotion. And therefore, we not only have to have the access to the information field, we must have access to the emotional field of the universe. Because the universal body is not only filled with information. It's like if you only put the software in the computer, it doesn't work unless you have the emotion of electricity combining them. So if you have matter, if you have mind or intelligence in the universe in place, it's like hardware and software. You still need the thing what combines them and makes them relevant, and this is an emotion. And these emotions, they are transported through the pastimes of the Lord. When we hear the stories, because emotion, you cannot teach emotion. I cannot say, Charu, be lovingly to your brother. He maybe think, okay, what should I do to love him? You should not bug him. You should not bug other boys or other children, right? But this gives you maybe the information to not bug them, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you love them. But love is something, an emotion, what is very, very deep and very relevant to all of us, actually what we carry in us, because it's divine. So emotions can only be Murari, because you love Charu, right? Yeah. So that's something what I cannot teach. That's already there. I didn't teach them to hug each other and love each other. It's there. So therefore, we cannot teach emotions, but we can inspire emotions. Because when this both see that mommy and daddy love each other and be affectionate with each other, this inspires them to be affectionate with each other. So when we enter into these pastimes, when we read about the stories of Mahaprabhu, how he dealt with his devotees, the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or Krishna and the inhabitants of Vrindavan, then we get inspired. Our emotions of devotion become inspired And this is actually what keeps us going out. You see the power of reels. Okay, leave. So that's very, very important. Now we have this only when we connect with the right emotions, because we all love emotions, or we just love emotions, watching love, romance, movies, or especially the girls. No? The boys, they need a little bit more entertainment, right? There has to be some action hero, right? But guess what? In most action films, beside the hero, you have a heroine, right? And of course, in one point, they come together and have action together. So, and even then the man is convinced, yeah, it was a good movie. Everything was there, right? So we like to hear about stories. We like to read about especially stories who are enhanced with emotions, because it's so close to our nature. But all these love stories, what we see in the outside world, they're just reflections, they're just copies of the original love story. And this is the origin of the whole universe, of the whole creation, is nothing than a love story. And for us as devotees, the question is, what do you choose? You want to be part of this love story, of the divine love story, or you want to be part of your own so-called love story, where you look around and think, maybe it's this, maybe it's her, maybe it's him, maybe it's this, maybe it's that, maybe this car, maybe this watch. Right? So, yeah, that's basically our teachings. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he gives us everything. He gives us, as we see here, the whole field of informations to Sanatana Goswami. But the informations of the emotion basically gives, for example, to Rupa Goswami. And in this way, our sampradaya is so rich, our teachings are so rich of all these little things what actually can make our life perfect. So I guess before everybody else that starts playing around with telephones and with watches and with each other, I stop here. And what I always have to make myself clear about it, what I personally got, it's a very, very great gift. A gift, a very personal gift. What I consider that I got it from God Himself and His devotees. And to lose this gift is very easy, because you have a precious stone. It's very easy that it get lost, because mostly precious stones, they're valuable because they're so small, and they maybe slip through the pocket, some hole in the pocket. And on the other hand, other people may be also wanting this precious stone. So this we have something what we, if somebody else want to have it, we have something to deal with that, because guess what? This precious stone increases the more you share it. So that's not a problem. But the problem is the whole of neglect. The whole of neglect of the gift, what I got. The whole of neglect of the people around me who carry me. And this hole, when it opens, this precious gift may fall out. So I'm asking you, please remind me when my holes in my pockets are opening, when I become neglectful, when I become disrespectful to you or the teachings, and please correct me in that sense that I can be of valuable use, and in this way make my life successful. Because only you make my life successful. Without people coming and asking for my service, as Prabhuji today, we have at 11 a fire sacrifice. what value would be there of my life? No value. So you bring value in my life. So therefore, you the most precious gifts, or the devotees the most precious gifts for the devotees. So let us always cherish this wonderful opportunity what we got here, and making so much use out of this life to get out to our original position. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Are there any questions or corrections to this point, or something what is unclear? Ghost. What do I read right?
Yeah.
So then I guess we can end here. As I said, at 11 o'clock we have a little fire sacrifice. If somebody likes and has free time, can come and give blessings to you and your family. And otherwise, Hare Krishna. Have a nice day.